"Just throw these documents away. Nobody looks at them anyway," said the executive assistant, pointing to the papers in Maya's hands. But when Maya Rodriguez noticed that small detail in those documents, she was about to make a discovery that would change the entire future of a billion-dollar company. The Sterling Dynamics skyscraper in downtown Chicago was one of the city's most prestigious business centers. This massive 47-story building housed different departments on each floor, with thousands of people entering and exiting daily. The company was one of the world's biggest players in technology and finance sectors, continuing its growth for years under CEO Alexander Hayes' leadership. Maya Rodriguez, 34, was one of the night shift cleaning staff working in this enormous building. Medium height, olive-skinned, always maintaining her neat appearance, Maya did her job quietly and meticulously. She started her shift at 10 p.m. and finished at 6 a.m. During these hours, only security guards and cleaning crew were in the building. Maya's life wasn't easy. She was raising her 12-year-old son Diego alone after his father abandoned them when Diego was just a baby. Since Maya had to both care for her child and work, she chose the night shift. This way, she could spend time with Diego during the day and sleep at home during school hours. It had been over 2 years since she started working at Sterling Dynamics. Maya had always done her job with exceptional care and attention to detail. She didn't just clean, she picked up fallen papers, organized messy desks, and ensured everything was in its proper place. Employees usually didn't notice her presence, but Maya knew them well. From photos on their desks, she knew their families. From their notes, she understood their projects. That night, she had started cleaning from the 23rd floor as usual. This floor housed the offices of the company's top executives, CEO Alexander Hayes' corner office, CFO Jennifer Walsh's spacious suite, CTO Marcus Thompson's technology-filled workspace. Everyone on this floor made decisions worth millions of dollars daily. Maya was working carefully and quietly as always, moving through the elegant corridors, sweeping polished marble floors, cleaning floor-to-ceiling windows, emptying expensive crystal trash cans. It was past midnight when she came to CFO Jennifer Walsh's office. The door wasn't locked, which was highly unusual. Typically, all senior executives' offices would be secured after hours. When Maya entered, she was shocked to see the entire room was in complete disarray. Documents were scattered across the mahogany desk, some papers carelessly thrown on the Persian carpet, others hastily torn up and stuffed in the trash can. It looked like someone had been in a panic, desperately trying to destroy evidence of something important. Continuing her methodical work, Maya was organizing the papers on the desk when something caught her trained eye. One of the documents had "Confidential Board Only" stamped in red letters across the top. Maya normally didn't look at such documents, just organized them respectfully and moved on. But this time, half of the document was torn, and there was something deeply troubling about the visible portion. The readable part of the document contained these shocking words: "When the agreement is completed, all customer information and trade secrets of Sterling Dynamics will be transferred to rival company Phoenix Corp. In exchange for this transaction, Jennifer Walsh will receive $50 million in offshore accounts." Maya's heart started pounding like a drum. What did this mean? Jennifer Walsh was the company's most trusted CFO, Alexander Hayes' right-hand person for over a decade. Why would she be making secret deals with their biggest competitor? Maya's eyes darted to the torn papers in the expensive trash can. Maybe the missing pieces would reveal the full scope of this betrayal. When she carefully emptied the trash can, she found dozens of other torn document pieces. Her hands trembling slightly, she began trying to put the puzzle together. At that precise moment, she heard the distinctive sound of expensive leather shoes clicking against marble from the corridor outside. Someone was coming. She quickly gathered all the papers into her cleaning bag and resumed dusting the bookshelf, trying to look as natural as possible. The person who entered was David Chen, the company's human resources manager, a normally friendly man who now seemed unusually tense and suspicious. "Maya, why are you working in this particular office so late?" he asked, his voice carrying an edge she'd never heard before. "Hello, Mr. Chen. I'm on my regular night shift, as always, just cleaning Ms. Walsh's office," Maya replied, working hard to keep her voice steady and natural. David Chen's eyes swept the room methodically, like a detective examining a crime scene. Is there some kind of problem in Ms. Walsh's office tonight? It looks quite disturbed. Yes, sir, it was rather messy when I arrived. Perhaps they had an intensive late meeting. I'm just doing my normal cleaning routine, Maya said. David Chen approached Maya slowly, his presence suddenly feeling threatening rather than friendly. Maya, you understand that while working here, you might occasionally see confidential documents. But you know these materials are strictly classified. You must never discuss anything you see with anyone else. Maya nodded quickly. Of course, Mr. Chen. I completely understand. I just clean and organize. I never read or discuss any documents. Excellent, because some information can be extremely sensitive. If misunderstood or misinterpreted, it could create enormous problems, very serious consequences for both you personally and the entire company. The way he emphasized serious consequences sent a chill down Maya's spine. Why was David Chen speaking so threateningly? Why did he seem so nervous and paranoid tonight? After David Chen left the room, Maya immediately finished her work and moved quickly to other offices. But those torn document pieces were burning in her mind like a fire. She needed to examine them properly, away from prying eyes and potential threats. When she finished her shift at dawn, Maya carefully carried the trash bag containing the evidence out of the building. Her heart pounded every time she passed a security camera. When she finally reached home, her son Diego was still sleeping peacefully. Maya spread the torn document pieces across their kitchen table and began the painstaking process of reconstruction. It took her nearly 2 hours of careful work, but when she finally assembled all the pieces, she found herself staring at the most shocking corporate conspiracy she could have imagined. The complete document was a detailed legally binding agreement between CFO Jennifer Walsh and Phoenix Corp CEO Michael Richards. According to the terms, Jennifer Walsh would systematically steal and transfer Sterling Dynamics' most valuable assets, complete customer databases, proprietary technology blueprints, future project plans, and financial strategies. In exchange, she would receive $50 million in untraceable offshore payments. The most terrifying detail was at the bottom of the document. March 15, 2024. Final data transfer and system access completion. Maya grabbed her phone and checked the date. There were only 3 days remaining before the betrayal would be complete and irreversible. Maya's hands shook as she realized the magnitude of what she had discovered. This wasn't just corporate espionage. It was the complete destruction of everything Alexander Hayes had built over decades. Thousands of employees would lose their jobs, countless customers would be betrayed, and the company's reputation would be destroyed forever. When morning came, Maya prepared Diego for school as usual, but her son immediately noticed something was wrong. "Mom, you look really worried. Did something bad happen at work?" Diego asked with concern. "No, sweetheart, I'm just tired from working all night. You focus on your studies," Maya replied, forcing a smile while her mind churned with the weight of her terrible secret. After Diego left for school, Maya examined the reconstructed document again. Jennifer Walsh's signature was unmistakably authentic, and Phoenix Corp CEO Michael Richards' signature matched samples she found online. The document also contained detailed technical specifications about which computer systems would be compromised. Maya faced an impossible dilemma. As a night shift cleaning lady, she had no official authority or credibility. If she reported this to security guards, they would likely dismiss her concerns or worse, report directly to Jennifer Walsh, putting Maya's life in danger. But if she remained silent, she would be complicit in the destruction of thousands of innocent people's livelihoods. After hours of agonizing deliberation, Maya made the most courageous decision of her life. She would go directly to CEO Alexander Hayes himself. But how could a cleaning lady gain access to one of the most powerful business leaders in Chicago? Maya remembered Rebecca Martinez, the CEO's executive assistant. Every night for 2 years, Maya had carefully cleaned Rebecca's elegant office, and they had occasionally exchanged friendly greetings. Rebecca seemed kind and approachable. Maybe she would listen. That evening, Maya arrived at work with the document hidden in her cleaning supply bag. Her heart raced as she made her way to Rebecca's office. Surprisingly, Rebecca was still working despite the late hour. "Ms. Martinez, I'm terribly sorry to interrupt your work," Maya said softly from the doorway. Rebecca looked up, momentarily startled. Maya, right? What brings you here at this unusual hour? I'm on my regular night shift, but I desperately need to speak with you about something extremely urgent and important. Rebecca's expression shifted to concern. What kind of urgent matter? With trembling hands, Maya pulled the reconstructed document from her bag. I found this document in Miss Walsh's office last night. I believe Mr. Hayes needs to see this immediately. It could save the entire company. Rebecca accepted the document and began reading. As her eyes moved down the page, her face transformed from mild curiosity to absolute horror and disbelief. Maya, this is an incredibly serious accusation. Are you absolutely certain about where and how you found this document? Yes, ma'am, completely certain. I found it torn into pieces in Ms. Walsh's office trash can. I spent hours putting it back together. Rebecca read through the document again, her hands now shaking slightly. Maya, if this document is authentic, our company is facing the greatest crisis in its history. But you must understand, this is also extremely dangerous for you personally. I understand the risks, Maya said with quiet determination, but I cannot stay silent while thousands of people's jobs and futures are destroyed. I need to do what's right. Rebecca immediately reached for her secure phone line. I'm calling Mr. Hayes right now, but Maya, you must promise me. Do not discuss this with anyone else until we can verify everything. Rebecca dialed the CEO's emergency number. Mr. Hayes, I sincerely apologize for calling so late, but we have an extremely urgent situation that requires your immediate attention. Can you come to the office right away? 30 minutes later, Alexander Hayes arrived looking concerned but alert. He was an imposing figure, tall, powerfully built, with the bearing of someone accustomed to making decisions that affected thousands of lives. Rebecca, you said this was urgent enough to warrant an emergency meeting. What's the situation? Rebecca gestured toward Maya. Mr. Hayes, this is Maya Rodriguez from our night cleaning staff. She has discovered something that you absolutely must see immediately. Maya stood nervously, knowing this moment would change everything. She handed the document directly to the CEO. Mr. Hayes, I found this document in Ms. Walsh's office last night. I believe it reveals a plot that threatens the entire company. Alexander Hayes accepted the document and began reading with focused intensity. As he progressed through the text, his expression grew increasingly grim and angry. Maya, I need you to tell me exactly every detail about how and where you discovered this document. Maya recounted everything. The unusual mess in Jennifer Walsh's office, the torn papers in the trash, David Chen's suspicious and threatening behavior, the hours she spent reconstructing the evidence. Alexander Hayes studied the document again, his business instincts analyzing every detail. These signatures appear genuine, and the technical specifications match our internal security protocols, but I need absolute verification before taking action. The CEO immediately called Tom Mitchell, his head of security. Tom, get to my office immediately. We have a potential corporate security crisis. Tom Mitchell arrived within minutes. Alexander Hayes briefed him on the situation and handed over the document. Tom, I need you to verify the authenticity of this document and investigate every claim it makes. If this is real, we're looking at the greatest betrayal in our company's history. Tom examined the document with professional skepticism. Mr. Hayes, the format and legal language are consistent with our confidential agreements. More concerning, we have detected unusual network activity in recent weeks that we attributed to external threats. But if someone with Jennifer Walsh's access level is involved, what kind of network activity? Systematic copying of customer databases, unauthorized access to R&D files, and encrypted communications with external servers. We assumed it was sophisticated hacking, but internal assistance would explain how our security was bypassed. Alexander Hayes turned back to Maya with new respect. Maya, after you found this document, did you tell anyone else about it? No, sir. Absolutely no one except Ms. Martinez, and now you. Good. We need to maintain complete secrecy while we investigate. Tom, I want a full forensic analysis of Jennifer Walsh's computer activities and all communications with Phoenix Corp. Tom immediately began his investigation using advanced security tools. Within an hour, the results were devastating. Mr. Hayes, the evidence is overwhelming. Ms. Walsh has systematically copied our most sensitive data over the past 6 months. Customer lists, proprietary algorithms, financial projections, strategic plans, everything needed to destroy our competitive advantage. Alexander Hayes slammed his fist on the desk. Jennifer Walsh has been my most trusted colleague for over 10 years. I gave her access to everything, trusted her with the company's future. Sir, there's worse news, Tom continued. According to the timeline in this document, the final data transfer is scheduled for tomorrow night. After that, Phoenix Corp will have everything they need to destroy us. Maya listened to this conversation with a mixture of pride and terror. Her discovery had potentially saved the company. Alexander Hayes looked directly at Maya with genuine emotion. Maya, you have single-handedly saved this company from complete destruction. I cannot adequately express my gratitude for your courage and integrity. Mr. Hayes, I only did what felt right. I couldn't watch while good people suffered from this betrayal. No, Maya, you did far more than your duty. Your attention to detail, your moral courage, and your willingness to risk everything for others, these are the qualities that define true leadership. The next day, Alexander Hayes coordinated with federal authorities and the company's legal team to build an airtight case. When they raided Jennifer Walsh's office, they discovered additional evidence including encrypted hard drives and offshore banking information. Jennifer Walsh and Phoenix Corp CEO Michael Richards were arrested simultaneously. The evidence was so overwhelming that both companies' stock prices fluctuated wildly as news of the corporate espionage plot became public. During the subsequent trial, Maya served as the key witness whose testimony provided the foundation for the prosecution's case. Her credibility and the physical evidence she had preserved led to convictions on multiple counts of corporate espionage, theft of trade secrets, and conspiracy to commit fraud. Following the successful prosecution, Alexander Hayes called Maya into his office for a private meeting. Maya, I want to offer you a completely new career path. I'm creating a position for you as Director of Internal Security Awareness. Your salary will be $120,000 annually, 4 times your current income, plus full benefits including health insurance and educational support for Diego. Maya was speechless. This amount represented financial security she had never dared to dream about. Mr. Hayes, this is incredibly generous, but I have no formal education in security or business. How can I possibly qualify for such a responsibility? Maya, you've already demonstrated the most important qualifications: exceptional observational skills, unwavering integrity, and the courage to act on your convictions. We can provide all the technical training you need, but we cannot teach character, and character is what matters most. Maya accepted the position, and her life transformed completely. She moved from night shift cleaning to executive-level security consulting. Diego was able to attend a prestigious private school, and Maya began taking business courses at Northwestern University. 1 year later, Maya was promoted to Vice President of Corporate Security, making her one of the youngest executives in the company's history. Alexander Hayes publicly credited her with not only saving the company, but also establishing new standards for internal security awareness. In her acceptance speech to the board of directors, Maya said, "I learned that every person in an organization, regardless of their title or position, has the power to make a difference. Sometimes the most important discoveries come from the people who are paid the least but care the most." Today, Maya Rodriguez is the Chief Security Officer of Sterling Dynamics, earning over $300,000 annually. Diego is now an honor student planning to study computer science at MIT. Maya has never forgotten the lesson from that night. True leadership isn't about the position you hold, it's about the courage to do what's right when no one is watching. She still visits the 23rd floor occasionally, but now she sits in the boardroom where the most important decisions are made. Because sometimes the greatest discoveries come from the most unexpected places, and sometimes the most powerful people are those who started with nothing but integrity.